Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. So today I need to do some preserving and I want to do some canning. Now I have the Presto pressure canner, but it is still so hot here in California where I'm at. It was 90 degrees today and it's been 90 plus for, I mean, since May. Like it hasn't, we've had like barely any breaks. So it's a little too hot for me to like want to go out and pressure can outside on the burners. I have a glass stovetop, so I hear you can pressure can on those, but because I'm in a rental, I'm kind of scared to try. So I think I'm just gonna skip that. But my mom, she bought the Presto like electric canner and nobody's used it. This will be the first time it's getting used. And so I want to try it out to see if I want to get one for myself. So I need to can some venison. My husband's getting ready to go up to the mountains and cut wood and he's like, I need some meals to take. So I'm like, perfect. I want to do some canning anyway. Okay. People always say they don't have the space like for prepping or, you know, to put extra supplies, and neither do I, but I figure it out and make it work because I know that we're gonna need these things. So I need to get the jars. Set you guys right here on the little play kitchen. I'm gonna go ahead and use the wide mouth pint jars since my husband's gonna take them to the mountains with him. It'll make it easier for him since it's just gonna be him up there. Okay, so first things first, I am going to open these up and wash them all with hot soapy water, and then I will boil the lids. I am by no means an expert canner. I am actually a newbie canner, but I learned from somebody who I do trust, and I mean, I watch like a billion YouTube videos all the time, so don't take my advice. Get the ball canning book and follow that. Okay, so I just warmed the jars in here and now it says it's ready for me to fill them. So I'm gonna pull them out and dump the water out, and then I'm going to fill them with the venison, and then we'll put them back in. So there are many different ways that people can, and I know that some people may be looking how I do it, and that's not how they choose to do it, and that's totally fine. There are lots of books out there to help you get started canning if you're new to canning, but I would recommend you first getting the ball canning book. That is the USDA approved book for canning, and make sure to thoroughly read through it so that when you go to get, let's say, an Amish canning book, which can also be referred to as like a rebel canning way, like a rebel canning book, you know the USDA, rules and regulations, and so you can compare and contrast to other ways of canning. Okay, so it's almost ready. It's heating up now. And then when this timer gets down, I will put the regulator on, and then the timer should start. So far it's been pretty easy. It's just kind of like figuring out how to work this one compared to like a traditional regular canner. It's just different, but I think once you get down to it and learn, how to do it, it'll be pretty fast. Okay, so it started beeping. I forgot to turn the camera on, but it started beeping. I just put the regulator here on, and then I was able to push play, and it just went straight into the 75 minutes. And so once the 75 minutes is up, I guess we'll find out how they look. All right. I just pulled some beef bones out of the freezer. I'm gonna pop those into the Instant Pot. So while the canner's going, it has 49 minutes left. I can make beef bone broth, and then I can start canning that, and then I'll have the bones to give to my dog. Okay, I'm gonna add some celery to this. Some of these are starting to go bad, so I should use them before they get too gross. I think the rest of these, unfortunately, got too icky. I have a half of an onion that's been in the fridge. It's totally fine, but I have lots of onions from my last Azure haul. So I'm gonna go ahead and just throw this one all the way in there, especially because onion is so good for your immune system. And with us going into the winter months, I really appreciate having all the goodness in the broth that I can get. Okay, I'm just gonna put this on the broth one. And it says 4 hours. I mean, those will be done, the canner will be done in 43 minutes. So that's okay. I'll just pull those out and let those start cooling. And then it's 6:13 p.m. right now. So even if those go for 4 hours, I'll more than likely be awake and be able to just throw those in, like can the broth and put it in the canner. Okay, so this just went off. I'm gonna lift these jars out and set them down right here, and then I will just leave them here until tomorrow evening or so, and then we'll check them to see if they sealed. They obviously have the white ring around them because I didn't put vinegar in the canner. I'm not sure yet if I'm supposed to put, if I can put like vinegar in there so that it doesn't go and do this. But other than that, everything looks really good. So far, so good. So my local store was having a sale on pork shoulder. So I went ahead and had Instacart bring me some of that. And I'm just kind of cutting it away from the bone right now. And then I will stick it into the jars and can this too. If any of your local stores are ever having sales on meat, I would highly recommend you going and snatching up that meat and canning it. You can also freeze it. But canning is such a good way to preserve it because it frees up your freezer space. So you can put other things that you probably can't can in your freezer. They were also having a sale on like a pork butt roast, and so I went ahead and grabbed one of those, but I'm not sure if it was like my Instacart shopper that didn't do very well or their selection in the store wasn't very good, because this one was so fatty that I really did not end up taking much meat from it to put in the canner. Most of this actually ended up going to my dog because you can. You don't want to put too much fat in your canned foods because the fat spoils faster. Lots of my canned items do have some fat in them, and you'll see that at the top, but we go through them fast enough that the fat does not spoil. Okay, so this is the next day and I am pulling the rings off of these. This one did not seal. I could tell last night that it didn't seal because it was not bubbling the way that the other ones were, and that's sometimes a pretty good indicator. So the one that didn't seal, I will just stick into the fridge, and my husband's gonna end up taking it with him to the mountains and it'll get cooked and eaten right away. Hey guys. Okay, so today is day 3 of getting some things in the canner. I need to clean up the kitchen first before I just picked up my Walmart order. But my husband has been out of town for a few days, so the kitchen, the house in general is a little destroyed. We just do the best we can whenever it's just me and the 4 small kids, and it's totally fine. I usually wait till the end of the night to clean up, but when I'm in the kitchen and I have like canning or even cooking or anything like that to do, I like to start with a clean slate. So I'm going to clean the kitchen up real fast, and then we will put some more stuff into the canner so that we can get more stuff on the shelves, because having food on the shelves just makes me feel more safe, and I just feel better. It's hard to explain, but knowing that I have food put away for my family makes me feel far better than not knowing that we have food, or us not having food and not knowing what we're gonna do. So if the world gets crazier than it already is, at least I know that my family will be fed. And I encourage you guys to do the same. I just picked up these dog dishes from Walmart. I have been using just like our regular bowls for the house for my dog. I don't know why. I always do that. I'm like, just take one of our bowls, you know what I mean, and fill that up. But instead of having our like breakable bowls laying around for my babies to get to, I went ahead and bought some. Should have done it a long time ago, but I didn't. These are so cute. I just picked these up from Walmart too. Some sprinkles and like these fall, I don't think they're yeah, they're like fall and Thanksgiving cups. Super cute. I just picked them up so we can do some cupcakes and cookies, sugar cookies with frosting. Cute. Okay, I'm going to do these dishes and then I will be right back. Okay, I had got the counters and everything at least clean, and right when I was about to turn the camera on and start canning, the kids came in and said they were hungry. Let's just take a moment of silence, because this happens to us all, right? That's all right. Praise Jesus. Everybody's fed. We're good. Now we're gonna get started on some canning. So I need to dump the canner out because I didn't dump it yesterday, but it's just the water and vinegar. And then I'll refill it. The first day that I did this, I told you guys I did not put vinegar in it just because I'm new to this canner, and so I wasn't sure if I could do that. All is well. I put vinegar in the second day and it was totally fine. So we're gonna do that again. Okay, splash of vinegar. Don't get that on me because it'll stain. Did that get on me? No, I hope not. Oh! I tell you what, it just never fails with me. Okay, I set all that meat out last night, and I actually think that this video is gonna end up being a two-part. Like, this will be the first part and there's gonna be another part, because I actually have so much more that I need to prep and can, and I think this video might be getting a little long. So we are going to can some ground beef right now, and then I think you guys will come back for another video and we'll do the rest of the canning. I need to do some dehydrating. I need to shred the potatoes because I got that big bag, like that 50-pound bag of potatoes from Azure Standard, and I don't want it to go bad. So I'm going to shred those up in the processor and dehydrate them. But I think this is gonna be a long video. So we will go ahead and come back in part 2 for all of that. All right, grab our jars. This holds 5 quarts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna grab our meat. We're gonna fill these with water. The seal decided to come up, so I was like trying to get it on and it wouldn't go on, and the seal had just popped off. So hopefully that was it. There we go. Okay. And then this go down this way. It's off. Pressure can for 90 minutes. And then, so the jars are going to warm while we prepare the meat. Okay, I know you guys have like the view of all of my very ugly dishes that I just washed. I'm sorry. I'm normally the gal that lets them dry and then put them away. All right, so we are going to do 4 pounds of ground beef for those, and I am not going to brown them because you may do this differently, but for me, I have found that because this is homegrown beef and it has very low fat in it, that when I brown it first, it becomes very dry. So for me and my family, it's worked out better for us to just pack it without browning it, which I believe they call us cold packing it. But I do want to season it. You guys, the other night I left all this meat out on the counter and it was frozen solid. I mean, like blocks of ice. And I just left it on the counter thinking there's no way it's gonna be completely thawed by the time we wake up in the morning, because it was even kind of late when I pulled it out. Well, sure enough, early in the morning whenever we woke up, there was just blood everywhere. Down the cabinets, smeared across the counters, on the rug. The kids were super freaked out. All the meat was cold and perfectly fine, but it did thaw, that's for sure. It was made a mess. I'm going to use the Kinder's all-purpose, Butcher's all-purpose. I used this for the meat the other day, and I just really like this one because if you want to just open the can up and not mess with anything, say you're camping or whatever, then you can do that and it tastes really good. But say that you want to add some stuff to it, you can also, you know, chop up some onion and add that to it, or garlic, anything else just to add to it. So I really like this Butcher's all-purpose. Okay, so we're just gonna get this all nice and mixed in. Really should have put my apron on, but we're in too deep now, guys. Okay, I'm gonna put some saran wrap over this and let it get just like not all the way to room temperature, but a little bit, because right now it's very cold. And the jars are warming, so if I let this sit out for the time, it usually takes the jars about 20 minutes to warm. That should be perfect timing, and this will still be chilled but not as cold, so we don't want any breakage of the jars in the canner. I should be using a like canning funnel right now for this, but when we moved, I think it might still be packed, or if I did unpack it, my kids might have got a hold of it. I don't really remember or know what happened to it, but that's okay. So with these, I just have to make sure to really wipe down the rim of the jar with vinegar really well, or these won't seal. Also, I would rather use a wide mouth jar for this, but I don't think that I have any quart wide mouth jars right now. So I'm just using the regular mouth, and it's better than nothing. It's not that bad to like get a spoon out and dig it out of the jar, but it's definitely easier to use the wide mouth. So my daughter woke up from her nap, and this is definitely easier to do when you have two hands available, but it is also possible to do with a baby on your hip. So I hope that gives you guys a little bit of encouragement and motivation to put food away for your family, even if you have small kids tugging at your dress and your pant leg and begging to be held the whole time.
Okay, so I just put the jars in. It's okay. Okay, come here. Okay, so I just put the jars in, and because the meat was just a little cool, I'm letting them sit in the canner with the lid off while it's heating so that it can warm the jars back up and the meat that's inside of them so that we don't have any fluctuations in temperature. So when it's ready for me to put the regulator on and start canning, it'll start beeping like this. So very easy and convenient. So we're just gonna pop this right here. It says vent, can vent. We're gonna pop it on to where it says can. Yep. And then we're going to push play. And there it goes. It's gonna start for the 90 minutes. And then when it's done, it'll beep again and it'll have a cooling off period. So I won't open it or anything. And then when it's done cooling off, it'll beep and let me know. And then that's when I can go and take them out. So I will show you guys that as well. But my thoughts on this are, yes, get one. This will make your life very easy, especially if you are a new canner. This will probably help build some confidence in you to learn how to can and all the basics. And then, yeah, come here. But I also do recommend getting the regular canner, either the Presto canner or the All-American. I have the Presto and I love it. And then you can have both and you can can twice as much. Is that getting loud? Okay, you guys, thank you so much for being here. Remember, this is part 1 of 2 parts video. I still have so much more to can, including beans and steaks. I need to do potatoes. I have so much to do. So if you guys could give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed. I am growing my channel and I just appreciate you all so much. You can also share this video with your friends and family or on your social medias, and that would mean so much to me. Until next time though, I'll see you guys later. Bye.